Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual, you. Today, I would like to speak about inner balance, centeredness, awareness, consciousness, awakeness, being capable of sitting within one's own being without wishing to flee from it, comes from having suffered but overcome it over time. That is to say, we do not stop feeling pain and such, but it's kind of you get used to it, and when it comes, you're capable of taking a look at it, observing it, and coming to an acceptance and gratitude for the life and where we are now. For things could have turned out differently. So we always have that into consideration as a matter of, well, looking for that gratitude. Gratitude is not given to you. It truly is something you strive and look for. Something you find reasons and you start to feed into it consciously in freedom. That is where gratitude comes from. It is the most purest form of love, being grateful for something. Truly. Because gratitude is love. Having a certain contentment means having an always autonomous gratitude in the background, in a sense. Although sitting and having a conscious gratitude session for yourself or for a few minutes is nothing wrong with that. You invite in a lot of good forces and health that way. Now, having oneself being stable within this requires us to know dissatisfaction, this ease, not disease, but unbalanced ease, where you are not exactly, you haven't found that center yet. Sometimes it's difficult to put words to because it is more of a state of being than it truly can be explained with words. It is so much explanation in it, but you can observe it and see it as examples by observing people being like that, those that have the capability of doing so. Now, to be excited and to participate and be dynamic with life, both being joyous, grateful, but also going through inner dissatisfaction, where we get to come back from the erring of the center so we know what satisfaction is. We cannot know what joy, love, compassion, gratitude is if we haven't been the opposite, where we truly haven't felt lack. For there is always the possibility of feeling lack. That is where gratitude has kind of lost its background effects. And that is where we need to look again and be observant of the more joyous facts in life. Now, we do not ignore our pains, our sufferings, the sufferings of the world and such. We are very much so aware of it. But for us to be even able to do anything about it, we need to start with ourselves. And then we can start to show others that it's possible over time to cultivate and ennoble inner strengths and abilities that allows for others to do the same, so that we do introduce a different way of doing things. Just let's say everyone is following a stream. We just introduce a side stream that goes kind of parallel with the other stream, but in a different way. We still move forward, but we do it differently. And people will have to come in freedom, or else if you force someone to do something, that doesn't mean that you have won them over in soul and spirit. Not at all. If nothing else, many really are kind of, dissatisfied with it, but they still do it because they don't know otherwise. That is also a reality in the world. Some don't. Now we don't put everyone in one basket because that is laziness. But we do take into consideration examples we have experienced in our own lives. For is it one thing we can always trust, it is our experiences. For experiences is, well, you have experienced it. You know that to be a real fact in a sense. Even if it was once there, you still have earned something out of it. Insights, how manifold and plethora of experiences and varieties life has to offer. But it doesn't always come with comfort. If we always look for comfort, that is more hedonism. Constantly being satisfied inwardly, constantly being satisfied bodily. That is hedonism. But to be grateful no matter what, now that is a different challenge that we ourselves have to give to ourselves in freedom. No one can force you to do it. No one can force you to love someone. No one can force you to be grateful. You have to come to that freedom yourself, being interested in it, having enthusiasm for it, having a drive for it. So if you have the drive and the interest to inwardly ennoble your soul and to lift up your inner moral inclinations and behaviors and also inner thoughts and feelings, you are starting to give that inner life force, and hence you are starting to build something from there again. It cannot just come automatically given to you and everything will be okay. It has to be built oneself in the end. And the older you become, the more you get to realize this, because, well, at least from my own perspective, I just become more and more grateful for life for every year that passes, and aging with grace is immensely important. To age is not a shame. It truly is some of the most beautiful things life has to offer, because the older you become, the more hidden secrets life gives you, the higher world gives you, that otherwise cannot be given because we haven't experienced and have a deep and rich enough life yet. But once we have reached certain amounts of experiences and a deepness of our soul, spirit, and I, our ego, our I, then we can start to find more and more sublime secrets that only comes through time, through age. So it's about having this, looking forward and having faith, love, and hope as a foundation of our being, instead of constantly assuming nihilistically or cynically or narcissistically the world, for not everything is like that. We need to remember that life is manifold. If we cannot hold many varieties of experiences and people and countries, cultures, rules, and so on as our conscious holding, instead of going to this everything is grouped in something, it is about practicing and training it. We become more and more meticulous and detail oriented, but at the same time never let go of the whole picture, realizing that everything belongs to this earth in a sense. So we are all human beings here. We're all trying. We're all doing our best with the circumstances we have. So finding the different techniques and practices that allows you to find that inner contentment and stability while moving forward and ennobling, purifying, and lifting yourself up to even deeper depths and greater heights. It's the joy of life, truly. Experiencing, adventuring, doing things you otherwise would not do, but do anyway because it's exciting sometimes. Doesn't need to be anything dangerous, or take it small steps, really. And one doesn't need to be over dramatic or having an too big of a ambition, maybe. Take the smallest of things in life, being grateful for it allows you to have the room for gratitude in any area of life. So imagine then the mind-blowing feelings you get from a huge success. That is almost like you're just fainting because, whoa, I thought I was grateful before, but this, So I think I will leave you with that for today. So you can reflect a little on it and having fun with these things, being creative, allowing your inner being to become alive, mobile, and awake again. It's our own responsibility to do that with our own vessel we have ourselves with the higher worlds built for this lifetime. And over many experiences and karma and all of that, we have come to be who we are as individuals. It's important to be grateful for you So, thank you so much. May you be protected, guided, blessed, and loved by Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, and may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, and healing to the world, so others can choose to follow when the time is right. So, may you be safe and sound. Love you. See you. Goodbye.